What is up, THL? Welcome back to yet another episode of the Saloon. I, of course, am the Big Ted. Joining me, as always, is Sage. How's it going, man?
Hey, THL. Nice to see y'all. It's been a crazy weekend. And just to wrap up my story, I just want to say the moral of the story, I got caught and suspended. Okay.
It's a good story.
All right.
I'm really excited to hear this after the show ends. But anyways, also joining me tonight, RonMexico. How's it going?
Oh, it's going great, man. I'm also pretty excited about me and Sage being currently tied all season long through 10 weeks on picks. So this week is also going to decide which one of us is better at picking these matches. Obviously, Guest is the best, but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
beside the point. I just
Look,
want to beat Sage.
well,
It's
Just
something.
just percentage-wise, Guest is definitely the best. But
Yeah.
like the fact that we're tied after what was it, 10 weeks? Something like that?
Yep.
That is crazy. How are we tied?
And hey, listen, I'm just celebrating being over 50% for the first time this season.
That's right. Ted is greater than a coin flip. Let's get some celebrations in the chat for that. That's pretty hype too.
And of course, joining us tonight, he is the king of content, Manuel himself, Donde. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
Great.
Really
excited to have
you on.
Donde.
Yeah, excited for you to be here.
Yeah,
How's your
first
weekend?
time in 2 seasons, so it's definitely nice to be back.
Yeah. All right. Well, of course, we
Did you have
always.
a good weekend?
Yeah.
I'm asking about his weekend.
Sorry.
Donde.
Well, I'm sorry. What was the question?
How was your weekend?
I wasn't
Did you have a
prepared
good
for
weekend?
I wasn't prepared for questions yet. That's supposed to come at the end of the show.
This is just this is like the foreplay for the show. How was your weekend?
Oh, okay. My weekend was pretty good. I worked on Saturday, so it was a long day, but overall it's pretty good.
Yeah, I work Sundays. I get that feeling, but it's nice. It's just nice to have a weekend in general. Anyways.
All right. Yeah. So, as we always start off with, it is our player of the week. Sage, take it away.
So, our player of the week this past week was none other than Osmonaut. And this was written by the Big Ted himself. He said, "What a huge win by Osmonaut this week. In a crucial match for his team, he swept the captain of Spies That Flies, which gave his team the win for the week, while also handing the Spies their first loss of the season after 8 weeks. This puts Tan Pan Surf Slam in a good position to make a run at the playoffs." And we had reached out to Osmonaut for a statement. He didn't quite give us a specific one. I think he was just happy to win his match. Just saying, he's doing really well.
Yeah. Also, I would like to answer a chat question. Quaz, we can play Minecraft sometime else. All right.
Not while you're live doing Saloon. Yeah, that's probably a good
Yeah.
thing.
Does anybody want to start up a Control Warrior match?
All right. Anyways, it's time for our meta report. So, yeah, the Demon Hunter Druid Rogue Warrior taking over instead of the Demon Hunter Druid Hunter Warrior.
Yeah, it didn't do great though.
No, it did
Demon
not.
Hunter Druid Rogue Warrior brought 11 times, but only won about 36% of the time, 41% game win rate. Outside of that match win rate, we have a new contender, even in a smaller sample size, and a bigger contender in a bigger sample size. Demon Hunter Rogue Warriors, the bigger sample size and the bigger win percentage. Demon Hunter Mage Rogue Warrior, both making a splash.
Well, I brought the top one that has a terrible win rate. I brought it and won. I got my first.
Hey, congrats on your first win, Sage. How did we not lead off the show with that? Sage, he of the 0-8 record is now 1-8. Congratulations, man.
We're all very proud of him.
I'm finally awake.
Big moves.
It only took all season.
Thing I'm noticing is Demon Hunter only putting up a 45% win rate last week.
Yeah, a little bit surprising. Maybe it got a bit more hard targeted. This week, it's hard to say. But Mage really made a strong comeback into the meta here. That was the most interesting thing to me when it comes to last week. 20 games going 16-4. So I don't know if Mage has figured out a way to beat Demon Hunter other than,
I think
get a quick spell discount and freeze him. But wow, that's impressive.
I I really think it might be because of all the Druid. Isn't Mage really good in the Druid?
Mage is quite good into Druid. Yeah, I mean it's like slightly favored, but against Druid right now, that is sometimes enough.
Yeah. Well, I think that might be it. Maybe.
Yeah. All right.
And of course, Warrior still king of bans. 41 bans for Warrior.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think we're going to see too much of that change. We haven't seen any other meta shakeups yet. There might be a nerf coming really soon. Donde, do you know anything about this? The timing of the upcoming nerf?
I don't know the specific timing of it. I've only seen what everybody else has seen, like posts on Twitter that stuff had been. I think was it actual like data mining that they figured out a few of these things from. I don't know exactly where they got the info, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be any time within the scope of the finishing weeks here in THL. So I'm hopeful that it won't impact anything that we do. But obviously, if it does, we'll make sure to extend, deadlines and things like that, like we've done in the past. But as much as I like the meta shakeups, I think it happening during like Hero playoffs would be pretty terrible because
Yeah.
it's really hard to figure out the meta on a short notice like that, and that just kind of I think would make it a little bit less fun to just leave it up to random chance. It doesn't seem good, but hopefully it doesn't impact us.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And another week with 0 shamans.
Once again, 8 game count is what we have on the season. 0
Wow.
bans.
All right. So, anyways, time to move into our review of last week. We start off with Spies That Flies versus No Pros Here. Sage, would you like to read us through this one?
Oh, I'd be happy to. So, in the Spies That Flies versus No Pros Here matchup, it looks like obviously went down 2-3 to Pee Wee. And then Skittles swept Lotus Knight. Wow, what I'm pretty sure I'd picked Skittles, not Skittles, Lotus Knight there. That is a pretty big upset. Lotus is really good. And Based 3-1 Posca on stream last week, if y'all will remember that. And then Disco taking Lemur 3-1, and Chubbs. Wait, didn't somebody get subbed in last week or something?
No, that's MPH has a sub this week.
Is it this week?
Yeah.
Who was it that? I thought Super Merlin. Oh no, that was the week before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We're on a 1 week delay when it comes to play of the week, so that can trip you up sometimes.
Yeah, no, that totally just confused the crap out of me just now. Anyways, Chubbs, Peterson's hand took Electabuzz down 3-2. Electabuzz kind of struggling to come back after a super hot start. And we'll see No Pros Here taking down Spies That Flies, giving them their second loss of the season, 15-11.
That's a crucial win for No Pros Here.
It really was. I mean, Spies certainly is still like ahead of everybody, but like, dang.
Yeah. And that's, you can see right now they are in a 3-way tie for third place. So that was like, if they would have let Spies roll them like Spies has rolled so many other teams, then they would kind of be out of playoff contention at this point. So that's a big win.
Really
for them.
important win, absolutely, for NPH here, coming off of a brutal loss to Dad Legend, where they picked up very few points and a lot of teams gained on them. They had to play the number 1 team and start in a hole, with Base taking the 3-1 over Posca on Tuesday. But they came back with a vengeance here, picked up some really important points to put themselves in better playoff contention. And Spies, hey, maybe they were relaxing a little bit, other than Based. Based never takes any days off. But the rest of the team, there were some close games. They still picked up a reasonable amount of points, but they're just kind of sitting in a pretty safe playoff position. So I don't think they're going to, really suffer too much from this loss, and they'll bounce back.
Definitely. All right. Next up, we had Dad Legend versus the Boost Cruise. And Ron, would you like to read us through this one?
Absolutely. So again, as mentioned, Dad Legend had a massive victory over over NPH last week and just kept it rolling against Booze Cruise here, picking up 4 instead of 5 wins this week, with your Mumked getting a big win over Yellow Dart for Booze Cruise in the 3. But the rest of the games went the way of the daddies. We got Isocles with a 3-1 over Zancat, Starlax with a 3-2 over Dr. Bomb D, Hockey Boys with a 3-2 over Matty Ebbs, and Turd Herder with the sweep over Chewbacca. So just a really strong performance again from a team that needed to pick up points to put themselves further into that playoff conversation. I think these last 2 weeks pretty effectively put Dad Legend in playoffs. It would have to be a massive meltdown and some lucky things coming through in order to stop Dad Legend from making playoffs at this point. Booze obviously has been out for a bit, unfortunately.
Yeah. Like, as you can see, it's Dead Legend is really only a few points ahead of the pack, but they've earned themselves a nice, easy finish to the season. So, like you said, unless they would have a major collapse, this should lock their playoff chances up.
Absolutely.
All right. Next up, we have Tam Tam Slayer Slam versus F2O Black. Donde, do you want to read us through this one?
Sure do. So Tam Pams took this one 18-10, getting their 7th win of the season over F2L. A2 Battleship led off with a sweep over Coles, who's been struggling really hard in Hero this season. And actually, the only win for F2L was Liquid Ox over my favorite person in THL, nickname Marty Brodeur. Those who get it, I appreciate you. But then the rest of Tam Pams won 3-2. JR over Rabobson, Osmonaut over the Chronic, and It's Me, Mike V over Kazargar, which is a little bit of an upset because Kazargar, I believe, had won 6 weeks in a row, if I'm not mistaken, after starting 0-3. So pretty impressive win for Tam Pams. Definitely going to help them tremendously here as we move into the last week of the season, I should say. This is a big win for them.
Definitely.
Wow, yeah, definitely. They are really hot in that playoff race.
And that's also a big loss for F2L, too, because now all of a sudden they are, 17 points behind the
Right,
fourth.
F2L was right in the thick of it, and picking up 10 points here in a loss against Tan Pams just probably isn't going to be enough. We've talked all season about how stacked this field is and how hard it's going to be to be one of those 4 teams that makes playoffs. Right now, if the playoffs started today, that would be Spies, Dad Legend, Tan Pams after this strong win, and Cult. I guess gets a tiebreaker over NPH. I'm not actually sure.
No, I'm not sure how it's ordered there, but I believe it will be MPH because MPH beat the Colt in the head-to-head.
But nothing we need to worry about yet because there's still another week to play. But F2L now back against the wall. They need a win, and they need a big win coming up. And Tan Pams can stay the course. If they get another win like this, they are in.
Yeah. Well, the issue for that is F2L doesn't only need they need a big one, but they also need a couple big losses from the teams ahead of them.
Right.
So it's kind of out of their hands.
Kind of like how Burninator's also need a lot of help.
What'd you say, Donde?
But hey, it could happen.
I was going to say they're 17 points down right now off of the cutoff.
Yeah.
So that means that they have to pretty much sweep and then have both the Cult and NPH get nothing, which I think is probably mathematically not impossible, but I would think that it's not going to happen with the quality that those two teams.
Definitely.
Especially the team the Cult's playing this week.
All right. Nice. Anyways, next up we have the Cult versus A2L, and man, this is big one for Cult. They had Heat Shock and Champ sweeping in the 1 and 2, and Sanguine too. 1-2-3 sweeping ATL's 1-2-3. We had, of course, that scrub Big Ted losing to Pond or Free Hong Kong, and Quaz losing to Shunsui. But that wasn't enough to recover from the strong top 3 the Cult had.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, that was a really good win for you guys.
Yeah.
You guys are just dominating right now.
Yeah, it was definitely a difficult start to the season, but, it's nice to be in it.
It's kind of like it's a thing they talked about a little bit on Tavern Talk with a team that mirrors this quite often in Pod People and Legacy. Pod People frequently struggles throughout the majority of the season, then catches fire at the end and makes playoffs. And the Cult kind of has a history of doing that in Hero as well, where maybe the first part of the season is a little rocky, they're kind of on the outside looking in, and then right at the end, boom, catch fire, go on a streak, and get right in there for playoffs. So I know Ted's hoping they can keep it going for one more week and get that playoff ticket. That would be huge, and they're right on the verge.
Yeah, and
Big win.
well, like I know it's a common saying that just make playoffs and then anything can happen, and especially in a game like Hearthstone, that is definitely true.
Absolutely.
All right.
Oh,
Next up, we have Burninator's versus License to Illidan, and I know Sage would love to read through this one. So, Ron, go ahead.
Oh, I want Donde to.
Hey, since Sage has been punished all week by reading the losses, we're gonna deny him the win. I'm just kidding, Sage. You can take this one away. I know you've been dying to read this one down.
No, I wanted Donde too.
Hey, be nice to our guest, Sage.
So mean.
I think it would be
I'm
quicker
sorry.
just to tell you which games we scored points in, because there were only 3 total points scored on our side. So yeah, that's awful. Not a good
Donde
showing.
got 2 points. Donde got
Sure
2
did.
points
2/3 of the points,
against
baby.
Lorherthy. Yeah, and Saku got 1.
Big
So,
shout out to Druid. Thanks
hey.
for 5 rush minions.
Yeah,
big thanks to
Not happy
Druid
about it,
for
but
sweeping
so
Marco. Oh
Druid
my
do.
goodness.
I don't know exactly what happened here. Maybe it's just because License to Illidan was definitely out at the time that they played, and Burninator's was technically not. Maybe the stars just aligned, but for whatever reason, Burninator's picking up a 20-3 win to somehow still be mathematically alive. There needs to be some absolutely ridiculous things to happen in order for Burninators to make playoffs. But hey, it is theoretically possible, so we're going to hang on to that.
Also,
Look, I just want to say my match this week is here after the show, and we will get to find out if I lose, then we're out.
That's right. And I am excited to hear the statement that Lemur has prepared before the match. We'll be reading that right before the match starts. So stay tuned for that on our bar fight after the show. But I don't think there's anything else to say about this particular match.
No, I think there's something very important to say that, like we mentioned it earlier, but Sage picking up his first win of the season.
Oh, I just wanted to move on right past that.
You know what? I probably should have.
Yeah, but congratulations to Sage. Not just a win, but a sweep.
Yeah.
Got on the board, and we're all proud of him.
Wait, Sage is on the board now?
Attaboy, Sage.
My Druid
Nice.
couldn't lose. It literally couldn't last week. I felt bad. I was like, I'm so sorry, Marco.
That's right, Quaz. Not only does he get a gold star, he gets the goldest of stars.
All right.
The most gold.
And finally, we have the participation match: Anoyo Team versus Young Guns. Ron, would you like to read us through this?
Yeah, and not to throw too much shade here at those teams by calling it a participation match, but we did know going into this match these teams didn't have a chance to make playoffs. There's always pride to play for, and we can highlight some key players who just had unfortunate seasons with the rest of their team. Dabs going 7-2 so far. Arhat going 7-3. Dabs picking up a big win in a 5-game series against Desharmo. Arhat getting a sweep over Catman. Buse, you let me down, man. You let me down. Now you have the same record as me. That's crazy. You got to pick it up. Dano though, getting a good win here for a Noyo team in a 5-game series. Diamond going after Mad at Arms here. I guess the PR difference was enough for Diamond to perk up and pick up another victory. So kudos to Diamond, our guest from last week. I think he had won before we had already done the show. And Doomsday had a rough season, but with a resounding 3-0 sweep over Gymphalos. Maybe that comes about because, again, both teams are eliminated, but maybe someone lit a fire under Doomsday, and he picked up a pretty impressive win there. So this looked like a pretty entertaining series throughout. It was close, and kudos to you guys for just really putting your all into every single game. At the end of the day, you got to boost those overall lifetime stats too, right? That's important. So don't take a game off, get those wins, and always come back stronger next season.
All right.
Well said.
Beautiful, Ron. All right. So, anyways, now it is time to get on to Ron's weekly commercial. Go ahead.
All right. So once again, it is sellout time. And you know what that means. Twitch viewers, have you subscribed to Team Hearth Legends yet? If not, make today the day to be a legend yourself and subscribe to our channel. This subscription enables the THL team to help cover the various costs of operating our website as well as improve the quality of our streams and content to our viewers. If you have Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime, you can actually sub to this channel for free. Subscribers will get a THL emoticon as well as the lovely THL chat badge. So hit that heart button and keep the notifications on to make sure you catch our team broadcasting live. We appreciate each and every one of you. Special note to our viewers, check out THL's other social media points of interest, website, teamhearthlegends.com. Follow us on Twitter at THL_HS. Join us on Discord at Team Hearth Legends. Check out the THL POW podcast for power rankings for all series, wherever you find your podcasts. Our true Hearth legend, Saku, posts all of our videos on our YouTube channel. Just search for Team Hearth Legends to catch everything previously recorded. And you're, of course, watching us on our Twitch channel live, twitch.tv/Team Hearth Legends, or possibly on our YouTube channel in the future. And for those of you who are THL fanatics, even though the Wild series has concluded, we will be back with THL shows every single day of the week. For now, we have THL shows every day but Monday for the foreseeable future, and you can't go wrong tuning in at any time for some amazing Hearthstone-related content. Now back to the good part.
All right. During that
special
ad,
note.
I just want to say big shout out to Lemur gifting a tier 1 sub to RonMexico.
Hey!
Nice.
Oh yeah, I should have subscribed to the channel. I appreciate you, Lemur. That's fantastic.
Nice.
All right. Anyways, I'm sorry, Sage.
Saku. I just want to point out Saku timestamps everything, man, and I still have not been told how he does it. If he just like skims through, or if he like actually hard watches everything. Like I want to know his process. I want to know because he does it, and I truly do appreciate him for that.
All right. Anyways, it is time to get on to our current upcoming week. Oh, wait, hold on. Before we do that, I do have something really quick to do. Sorry,
What's up?
Donde, but I have to eliminate your team.
Oh boy.
Oh.
I like that I was invited specifically on the week when my team was eliminated.
All right. You know
Seems
very well,
just
we
a
invited
little
you way before that.
I'm not going to answer that question,
All right.
which actually wasn't a question.
Anyways, on to our upcoming week, and as you guys know, this is a huge week for playoffs. So, Sage, do you want to run us through our first match, Spice That Flies versus Burnators?
Sure. So, Spies That Flies versus the Burninators. Man, this I have not been looking forward to. I didn't realize they were the very last matchup we had this season. This is crazy. So in the 1, we've got Obviously versus Lil Herthy. In the 2, Lotus Knight versus RonMexico. In the 3, Based Inc. versus Starkey, or Medusas, aka Starkey. In the 4, Lemur, THL Lemur versus myself, Sage. And in the 5, Chubbs Peterson's Hand versus Silver T Fox Demon. And, I think we actually stand a really good chance right now of beating the Spies That Flies. I don't think we'd be Dream Crusher by any stretch of the imagination, but if we do really crazy good this week, we could somehow make it if other people do badly. So we'll see what happens. But in the 1, I think Lil Herthy takes it here. I really do. Obviously, he's really good, but Lil Herthy is just incredible. And I think, honestly, maybe definitely the best player on the team. Sorry, Ron.
Yeah. No, it's pretty clear. No offense taken there. Harthy's the man.
And in the 2, you know what? I know I've got some picks a little different in the notes here, but in the 2, I believe in RonMexico right now. Like I really do. I think Ron really wants to make playoffs again for some reason, and maybe get squashed in the finals against Dad Legend again would be funny. But you know what? I think Ron really wants it this week, and he's going to take it over Lotus Knight. And in the 3, you know what? Based, incredible. She's so damn good. But Starkey, again, we just want it way more than they do. They can just sit on their hands and take a couple points and still make playoffs. So I think that they let us have it. And in the 4, you know what, Lemur? I've said it. I don't think you're really washed up anymore. You're doing pretty hot this season, but my Druid's gonna get you too. And in the 5, I think Silver takes it over Chubbs here. Chubbs and Silver have the same record. It's kind of tough. It could be a toss-up for sure, but if you go off PR alone, then we'd have it. And yeah, so I think Burninator's taking it 5-0, and we're gonna make playoffs some fucking hell.
Man, Sage going off the cuff, changing up his predictions that were in the show notes.
I like it.
That's bold.
Throwing us for a loop. Very clever.
Yeah. All right, Donde, what do you think?
So I think that this is going to ultimately go 3-2. Spies that flies over the Burnators. I do think it'll be close. Lil Harthy, I think, is playing a little bit better than Avi right now. I would say that they're probably on the same level as far as skill is concerned, but Lil Harthy's got it this season a little bit more than Avi does. So I'm going with Lil Harthy in the 1. Ron, I got you in the 2. This is more of just a gut feeling. Not that Lotus Knight's playing badly, but I think you bounce back. I don't think you're a 3-7 player. Base is.
You might hear about this tomorrow night.
I will hear about this tomorrow night. So that's creating storylines. That's fine.
Nice.
Based is hard to bet against. Medusa's having a great season, but Based is on a different planet right now. So I got Lemur in the 4. No offense, Sage, but
no,
as much as I would like,
I deserve that.
As much as I would like for your only for you to get a win that's not just against my team, I think Lemur's got this one tonight. And in the battle of what I think is probably the most characters in a single THL match of Chubb Pearson's hand versus Silver T-Fox Demon, so many syllables, I think Silver gets it to make it 3-2 Spies.
Nice.
By the way, fun fact to everybody out there, did you know that now you have to ping Silver T-Fox Demon whenever you hit Silver?
Wait,
just
I
like
said 3-2 Spies, I meant 3-2 Burninator, sorry. I apologize.
Oh, yeah, so you did.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, Ron, what do you think?
I think I have the exact same picks as Donde here. Right on, same wavelength. I do agree that Harthy is just killing it right now. He's a absolute monster at this game, and Avi's having a rocky hero season. So I think Harthy takes it in the 1. I don't know if you've watched the show at all, but I am 3-7 on picking when it comes to my games because I always pick myself. That's not going to change here. Hopefully I can keep that win streak going, but Lotus is going to give me a hell of a challenge. So looking forward to it. We're actually going to be playing on my stream Friday night at 9:30. So that will be a fun one if anyone can tune in. I've got Based, I think, takes it over Medusa's, over Starkey in the 3 seed. As a rule, I do not pick against Based. That's just crazy. I'm never doing that. Based is unreal and does not belong at the 3. I think Lemur is going to beat up on you here, Sage. I'm glad you got on the board by finally getting that win, but now you're going to go down to 1-9. Lemur's fired up. You called him washed at the start of the season. He wants his payback. He's been waiting for it all season. And
well, if he loses to me, he definitely is washed.
Oh, nice. Okay, got some stuff to back up. We'll see how it goes because that's coming later tonight. And finally, in the 5 seed, those are quite a lot of letters in those names. I think Silver gets this win for us to bring it on home for the Burnators 3-2.
All right, I feel like I'm in bizarre land because I'm the only person picking Spies to win, even though they've been dominating this season. But I have Harthy in the 1 because I would say Avi is definitely in contention for the best player in THL on a good day. I think he's struggling a bit this season. I know a lot of people are with this meta, and Harthy's been killing it. I'm giving it to Lotus in the 2, Based in the 3. In the battle of who's more washed up, I'm giving it to Lemur, and Silver in the 5 for 3-2 Spies.
Nice. I also appreciate you not jinxing me with picking Lotus to beat me.
I mean, like,
I'm glad. I'm so happy none of you guys picked me. Like honestly, I should pick against myself right now just to do it to Lemur, but it's too late. You know what? I stand by my choices. I think we just magically get there somehow. I believe in us, and I believe in fate.
all right. Next up, we have Dad Legend versus F2L Black. And Ron, would you like to run us through this one?
Absolutely. So, Dad Legend versus F2L Black. F2L in the same kind of situation that Burninator's are right now, where they need all kinds of things to fall into place to make the playoffs. Dad Legend just needing to stay the course. Isocles versus Ox. Finally, I can legitimately pick against Isocles. He's been awesome all season, but Ox is actually an incredible player. For some reason, I just always pick against Isocles just for fun. It hasn't worked out too great for my picks to the tune of 7-3. He's been dominant, and this would be a really exciting match. Hopefully, this could wind up being a stream match. Who knows? In the 2 seed, Starlax versus Coles. Another good one. Coles is having a bit of a tough time, though, playing in Hero. It hasn't panned out for him well so far. I think Starlax and his amazing dancing is going to dance away with this one, and he's going to get the win in the 2. Yellow Dart versus Rabobson. Dart's been okay this season, and Rabobson is having all kinds of hero headaches. I give it to Yellow Dart here as well. I think he picks up the win for Dad Legend in the 3. In the 4 seed, Hockey Boys versus the Chronic. I think Hockey Boys is going to take this one down. And in the 5 seed, I think Kazargar gets back on track after finally breaking that win streak he was on with a win over Turd Herder. It's still going to go 3-2 Dad Legend, and I believe that should be enough to get them into playoffs, and F2L will fall short.
All right. Sage, what do you think?
Oh, yeah. So sorry, I was responding to something else. Anyways, Dad Legend versus F12, right? So we've got Icicles versus Liquid Ox, and man, this is actually a pretty tough one to pick because they are both really good players. I know Liquid Ox has been killing it this season. Well, they both have. They've got the same record. They're both doing really well. And if you look at PR, Icicles, and I've played with Icicles personally, and he is really freaking good. The guy is just nuts. And I think it goes to Icicles here. I think he takes it. I think Ox would have picked Icicles if he didn't have this vendetta against him. But yeah, I think Icicles takes it here over Liquid Ox. In the 2, Starlax versus Coles. Coles is just like kind of whiffing right now. I feel bad, but Starlax takes it over Coles here, I think, as well. In the 3, it's kind of hard to pick for Rabobson right now, man. He's got the same record I do. So I'm sorry, Rabobson, but Dart is probably just going to get there against you. And and then in the 4, looking at Hockey Boys and the Chronic, and they've got the same record. They're doing pretty good. I think if you look at PR again, then Hockey Boys is the clear favorite. But the Chronic, for whatever reason, has just like I played against this guy, and he is just really, really good for his PR. I think the Chronic actually takes Hockey Boys here. I think hockey's kind of slumping right now, and the Chronic kind of comes in and sweeps him off his feet. And in the 5, we've got Turd versus Kazargar, and I think Turd's a little nervous about this one. Kazargar is like way over PR against him, and has not as good of a record. But Kazargar, he didn't have a hot start to the season, but he's picked it up over the past couple of weeks, and he is just on a roll. I think Kazargar probably takes it here, but that gives it overall 3-2 to Dad Legend.
All right. Donde, what are your thoughts?
So a little bit inside info, I suppose, since Coles and Rabobson are my legacy teammates. Both of them have repeatedly complained they just don't get hero right now, and that I guess bodes well for Dad Legend because Starlax and Yellow Dart do. Even though Yellow Dart's only 5-5, I know they're both very capable players, and with Coles and Robson struggling, I think they both get wins there. I got Isocles taking the 1 over Liquid Ox. I think that'll be a great match. Not a landslide by any stretch of the imagination, but I do have Ice taking that one, and Hockey in the 4 over the Chronic. Another close one, like you mentioned. The Chronic's a better player than that PR lets on, and he's having a good season too. But Hockey will get the win there. And I think Kazargar gets the one win for F2L Black to make it 4-1 Dad Legend. But I think Dad Legend's going to coast on into the playoffs, and F2L will unfortunately be on the sideline.
All right, yeah. And I think I'm going a little bold this week. I'm going 5-0 Dad Legend. I think they can definitely win every matchup.
Ooh, spicy.
Just the one thing I noticed is, man, if Rabobson decides to not captain next season and just wants to play, someone's going to be getting a major bargain with him, like under 350 PR.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a lot better than the PR shows. This has been kind of a crazy hero season, with the meta being very swingy. So might have created some great values. We'll see in the season to come.
Actually, I got to be right back, guys. I got to send a DM real quick.
Nice.
Yeah. Also, good point by Quaz. The PR increase as well. That's gonna.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, bumping up to 1850. So there's more room to fit some of those bargain players.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
All right.
Oh, hey, I think I've got a DM I need to attend to as well right now. Hold on.
Everybody's scrambling.
All right. Next up, we have Tampam Slur Slam versus No Pros here. I will read us through this one. 1 seed, we have A2 versus Agent PWE. 2 seed, we have Marty Brodeur versus Skittles. 3 seed, JR versus Posca. 4 seed, Osmonaut versus Kel, making his grand hero return, stepping into NPH for this week. And 5 seed, Mike V versus Electabuzz, which will be on stream directly following this match. Anyways, 1 seed, I have A2, good player, having an insane season. 2 seed, Skittles. I think this one could definitely go either way. Pretty similar PR, pretty similar records. 3 seed, Posca, killing it. Considering one of his losses is to Based, who was 9-1 up until this point. 8-1 when they faced. 4 seed, gotta go with my ex-Legacy captain. Unfortunately, I still have to say those words, Osmonaut. And then 5 seed, I'm going with Mike. So I'm giving it 3-2 to Tampam Surfslam.
Yeah, and this matchup is huge. I mean, these teams are separated by 3 points. Right now, NPH is out of the playoffs. Tampam's is barely in the playoffs. So this easily could decide who makes it and who doesn't. It's also possible both of these teams make it, but every match throughout should be really hotly contested, and this is what you want to see. When it comes down to the wire, you've got 2 teams barely separated by points and record, just button heads to see who is going to come out on top.
Yeah. And it's just, there's a very good chance that this is a win-in, get-in match, which is very exciting.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Anyways, Donde, what do you think?
So I definitely have this as a close match as well. I will be contrarian a little bit and pick Agent PWE in the 1. I think he's a much better player than that 5-5 record, and he's been killing on ladder the last few months too. Every time I see him, he's up near in like the top 300. So he's definitely playing a lot of Hearthstone right now, and I think he has the chops to take the 1 seed down. I also have Skittles taking the 2, so NPH in the top 2 seeds there. And then how do you pick against Pasca at 8-2? Like you mentioned, Based one of his only losses. So I think top 3 is what NPH gets. Ozma and Mike V are going to take the 4 and the 5. Sorry, Kel, you're just jumping back in at the wrong time, my friend, because Ozma 7-3. He's very strong right now. So I will say that I think NPH gets the win 3-2. And I think I'm going to save this comment for the next one because it's related to the next match. But I do think that Tampams will still be all right.
All right. Sage, what are your thoughts?
So, I've been having some technical issues. How do I sound? I think
you sound fine.
You sound good.
Okay, sorry. It's been kind of spotty tonight.
You're
Anyways,
good.
so I definitely I do appreciate that Pee-wee pick, but I think A2 has just been annihilating the opposition this season. He takes this super seriously, and he wants to make playoffs real bad. And I think A2 is going to take it here over Pee-wee. In the 2, you guys all picking Skittles, and for good reason. Skittles is incredible, but I love Martin Brodeur. I want this guy to win every week. Like he's not even positive right now, but he's doing better than I am, and that's just Marty. Make me proud, man. Please. All right, I'm rooting for you. Take it Take it this week. Beat Skittles. All right. Don't let them sweep you. All right, man. Please. And in the 3, we've got JR Juggerlaw versus Posca. How do you ever pick against Posca? Honestly, right now, that is just not happening. In the 4, Osmonaut versus Kel. Kel making his debut, like y'all mentioned. I think he's got the wild card. You don't know what to expect from Kel. Maybe Osmonaut
Priest.
gets.
I think you
Priest.
can expect Priest.
It's funny. I actually don't think he's going to bring it unless he's already submitted. Our classes.
Well,
Yeah.
he has, but
Yeah.
we can't see it because Oz hasn't submitted. So we'll find out soon.
Well, I don't think he's bringing Priest. All right, I don't think he is. All right,
I think that's
I'll,
a bolder pick than even picking whoever wins here.
I think Kel's winning this week. All right, wild card. He's not bringing
Nice.
Priest, and he wins somehow because I think he wins because he doesn't bring actually.
Sage
But
going extra bold.
and in the 5, I mean, Electabuzz over It's Me Mike V. I think he's taking it. Electabuzz is pretty good. He couldn't seem to beat me last season, but he was an excellent player. And I couldn't seem to beat It's Me Mike V last season, but I still think Electabuzz is better than him. So yeah, we're taking Electabuzz, and we'll see what happens after the show. And that gives it 3-2 to NPH.
Awesome. And then mine for this rundown here, man, I'm excited about this match here. I've got to give it to A2 as well. He's having an insane season. I think PWE has definitely the skill to beat him, but A2 has been on fire. He's really kind of figured out this hero meta, and it's worked for him to the tune of an 8-2 record. I think he gets the 1 seed. I'm going to give it to Skittles in the 2. JR, I think, is very capable of winning over Posca, but PR difference notwithstanding, Posca, another player that seems to have just absolutely figured out this hero meta. I think Posca gets the win for NPH in the 3. I'm giving it to Oz in the 4. I'm also calling that Kel does bring Priest, so we'll find out on that. And then in our 5 seed, coming up in about 25 minutes or so, maybe a little bit more than that, we have It's Me Mike V versus Electabuzz. Very excited to cast this match. I think Electabuzz has the slight edge in this one. I'm going to give it to Electabuzz here for the win, and I think that is going to be the deciding factor in NPH picking up a victory here, and I'm calling it this is going to be the game that gets them into playoffs.
All right, great. Next up, we have the Cult versus Licensed to Illidan. Donde, go ahead.
All right, so this is definitely 2 teams who are in a completely different spot right now. The Cult fighting for the playoffs, Licensed to Illidan fighting to not be the worst team in Hero. So a little bit of pride on the line either way. But this is, I'm just gonna say right off the top, like me versus Heat Shock. That's intimidating, right? Like Heat Shock is super good, and it's hard to pick myself, but I'm gonna pick myself because I gotta have confidence in me, right?
Nice.
Last Champ over Trippy Toad. I think in this case, Last Champ is playing better right now, and he's a bit of a hero specialist. So I do have Last Champ picking up the win there for the Cult. Same win over Anfall. So Anfall has a problem right now where he can only win in 1 series. He can't win in both. And this is self-professed. He's my teammate on both series. So I'm not saying anything he wouldn't say himself. And I really just would really rather him win in the playoffs in Legacy. So Anfall, you're going to fall on the sword for this one, and Sanguine's going to take the win for the Cult. But that is all you get because Mako's going to beat the Big Ted, and Saku's going to beat Quaz. Licensed Illidan wins 3-2 and keeps the Cult out of the playoffs, and both NPH and Tam Pams will both make the playoffs, is my prediction.
Wow.
Oh,
Dream
man.
crushing. You guys want to
That's-
crush some dreams.
Well,
I
can respect
also
that.
I also wanted to try and help drag down some of the guest picks for you guys, so I'm just kind of
no.
Way to balance it right back out and endear yourselves to us again.
Exactly.
Well
No,
done, Donde.
see-
Well played.
No, see, you're not endearing yourself to me because I know what's going to happen, and it's not the picks that are going to be wrong. The outcomes of the matches are going to morph to match the picks. I've seen it happen this season.
Yeah, that's true.
Watch, you're going to get 5-0 predictions in this one, and I'm going to be very sad.
well, sorry.
All right, and I think I have a guess as
Donde
to what
the
Ted's
prophet.
picks are going to be for this one here.
Yeah. You know what? I'll just do it. 4-1 Cult.
Easy. The patented Quaz. Everyone wins but Ted.
Yep.
It's a tried and true strat, and we love it.
Yep. All right. Ron, what do you think?
For this one, I got to disagree with you, Donde. I got a hard disagree. This is the team that just got smacked by Burninators 20-3. You think they're gonna show up and beat on the Cult?
Maybe we're waking
Wait,
up. We're waking up.
hold on. Donde beats Heat Shock? I think Donde just had a quick little stroke here. It's fine. It's fine. We'll get you back on track here, Donde. I think Heat Shock wins. I'd be impressed if you take a game off him, Donde.
Wow.
3-1.
Oh man.
I'm giving it to Champ in the 2. I think Sanguine gets the win in the 3. Ted, I got some faith in you, buddy. I think you're going to beat Mako, mostly because Mako got swept by Sage last week, so he's just falling apart, right? And then in the final seed, I actually was feeling the 5-0 for Cult, but sorry, Quaz, I like Saku's classes a lot more than yours, and if there were no classes, I think I might have picked you. But now that I can see the classes, I'm like, oh, no. Saku gets this win, and it's going to be 4-1 Cult.
All right. I mean, so Ron, my only question is it the classes you don't like from Quaz, or is it one specific class you don't like from Quaz?
It's that third one in white. Not
All
a
right.
fan.
Anyways, finally, Sage, what do you think?
Oh man, so I thought there were going to be more of these this week, but anyways, Heat Shock in the 1. I mean, definitely. Like, sorry, Donde, but Heat Shock is crazy. I've practiced with this guy a little bit, and he is so ridiculous. I mean, just good luck, man. Good luck.
I mean, I'm not gonna be offended if I lose to him. Like there's no shame there whatsoever.
Yeah, the guy's incredible. In the 2, the last champ is doing really good, and Trippy Toad is really not. And so I'm gonna go with the champ here. In the 3, I gotta pick my girl, the Blood Princess. Man, come on, Sanguine every time. Like I guess the Anfall falling on the sword thing here, so he can win in playoffs, and the other one, like, that makes sense. Like, sure. Maybe we'll see your team next week in playoffs. Huh? How about that, Donde? That'll be fun.
Maybe.
In the 4,
I mean, we'll be there. It just depends on whether or not you'll be there.
Oh.
In the 4,
Solid,
for the
solid.
same reasoning that you had for Anfall, I'm hoping that Mako falls on the sword here, right? Because I want him to focus 100% on Legacy playoffs right now, and just not even give 2 hot goddams about his match against the Big Ted. And Ted, you just take it easy. Just take it easy and whoop him. You know what? Just name your druid Diamond's druid like I did, and sweep him with it. That's what you got to do to Mako. And in the 5, I quite like Priest. I think Priest is a pretty good class. I don't like playing against it, but I like playing it. It's won me some championships. But I think Quaz can take it here as well over Saku, and that takes it 5-0 over License to Illidan.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, other than Donde, we all agree this is going to be the game that Cult just gets into the playoffs. So we'll see. Donde, up to you and the rest of the License to Illidan crew to gatekeep. So I'm excited to see how that goes.
I am too. I know, like I said, we're taking this serious. We may be out of the playoffs, but we're going to bring our best no matter what. I guarantee you this will be a fun week, despite the record.
Nice.
I like Fosho's logic in chat. Name your decks 1-star Mako, 2-star Mako, 3-star Mako, and 4-star Mako, and if he bans 2-star Mako, he's banned himself.
Excellent. I love it.
Alright, anyways, next up we have ATL versus the Young Guns. Ron, take us away.
All right, so really big game for ATL. They're about 12 points back, but they do have the benefit of playing currently the lowest point team in Hero. The Young Guns have proven themselves more than capable over recent weeks, so it might be a bit more of a challenge than it looks on the face for ATL. But running through this match, we've got Blue Spartan versus Dabs in the 1, Binoculars versus Catman in the 2, Shadow Ranger versus Buse in the 3, Free Hong Kong versus Diamond in the 4, and Shunsui versus Doomsday in the 5. And I think this is going to be pretty interesting, but ATL is going to have a pretty big edge here. I think ATL might do enough to get themselves into the playoffs if one of these other teams ahead of them falters. I guess maybe two of these teams ahead or more. But I'm giving it to Dabs in the 1. I love you, Spartan, but Dabs has just been really impressing me with every game he plays. This guy is on fire. 7-2 record. He's been carrying the young guns. I do think that Lars can take it over the old man, Catman, the 70-year-old man in the 2. I played against Lars recently, and he's quite a good player that really holds his own in a PR that's frequently above where he's at. Buse, I went back and forth on this one, man. I gotta say, I don't know. I don't know if you can do it. I'm gonna pick against you here, buddy. I almost changed it, but I'm giving it to Shadow Ranger here. I think Shadow takes it in the 3. I've got Pond in the 4, Free Hong Kong in the 4, Diamond, and although that's a tough one to call. That PR difference is big enough. Diamond might perk up and grab this win too. He likes contending for BGH, and in the 5 seed. I got to give it to my boy Shunsui. He's going to send Doomsday to the Shadow Realm, coming through clutch for ATL. I don't think it's going to be enough. I think they're going to get the 4-1. They're going to do what they need to do, but they won't have enough points to make the playoffs, and they'll be just barely on the outside looking in.
All right. Sage, what are your thoughts?
Man, you guys don't believe in the Professor Blue Spartan? Professor Blue Spartan? Come on, guys. Like, Blue is taking it here over Dabs, all right? He's doing it. He's going all the way. He wants his team to make playoffs. He doesn't want his dreams to get crushed by Young Guns. And I know Young Guns are really, they're itching to crush some dreams. They are. I know it, but I think ATL just wants to make playoffs. Too bad. And Blue Spartan is going to helm. He's going to be the spear, right? The tip of the spear on this, and he isn't going to let them lose this week. And Blue, for sure, isn't going to lose to Dabs. And so I'm going to give it to Blue in the 1. I'm going to give it to Lars in the 2. He's gonna beat that old man. He's gonna beat him right up. All right, they'll hold him back. No remorse. And in the 3, Shadow Ranger is just an easy pick for me here. Shadow Ranger is really good. And I'm sorry, Buse. Like, I love Buse. I've met Buse before, and at IRL, he doesn't live too far from me. Actually, I need to meet up with him again after coronavirus quits. and we can look back and say, hey, you remember that season of Saloon where I kept picking against you? Yeah. Anyways, Shadow Ranger is going to beat Buse, and in the 4, I'm looking at Diamond picking up, trying to get another BGH. I don't know that he'd get it off of this because who was it? Anfall beat based, right? And took it off of her.
Yeah, I think that's still the leader.
It is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's still the leader, and I don't know. I think it's gonna be really hard to beat. But like anytime Diamond gets a whiff of of that BGH, he really he wants it, man. And then
he's going for cumulative BGH, I think.
Yeah, cumulative BGH. And in the 5, I gotta say, Shunsui is gonna send Doomsday to the Shadow Realm. He's gonna take all of his Millennium items along the way too.
Nice.
All right.
And that gives it 4-1 to ATL.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna crush it.
Donde, what do you think?
So I have this one a little bit closer than the rest of you guys do. I still have ATL winning, but it's going to be a 3-2 win. I believe in Dab Legend taking the win over Blue Spartan.
Nice.
It's going to be tight, but I think it might be like a 3-2 in Dabs' favor. Binoculars gets the win in the 2. He is a fantastic player, by the way. I lost him earlier this season. Was very impressed with his play. So that is, Catman, great player in his own right, but Binoculars is feeling it. In the last few weeks, I think he gets the win there at the 2. I'm actually going to go with Buse in the 3 over Shadow Ranger as my upset here for Young Guns, but it just won't quite be enough as Pond, aka Free Hong Kong, and Shunsui both get wins in the 4 and the 5. So I think ATL will get the win 3-2, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to get them up into playoffs, though they'll be tantalizingly close.
All right. And finally, my picks. I'm giving it to ATL 4-1. I think Dabs takes the 1 for Young Guns, but I think ATL's taking the rest. Lars in the 2, Shadow in the 3, Pond in the 4, and Shunsui in the 5. So I think ATL is going to have a big week, but I don't think it's going to be quite enough for them to make playoffs. And finally, we have a Noyo team versus Booze Drews. Sage, would you like to read us through this one?
Another participation match,
Yep.
man. Wow. The Booze Crews just can't seem to find these dream crushing matches, and I feel bad for them because I'm sure that'll be a lot more fun for them. So in the one, we've got Arhat himself against Zancat, my Xanax, and in the two, we've got Desharmu versus Dr. Bomb D, and in the three, Dano versus your mom kid, and in the four, Totino's Pizza versus Maddie Ed, and in the five, we have Jim Philos versus Chewbacca, and I think Arhat is just so hard to pick against. He's gonna beat Zancat. I'm sorry, Zancat. I want to pick Zancat. I really do. The guy, he did so good at the beginning of the season, and I think he's kind of trailed off a little bit. He's been real hit and miss. But I think Arhat takes it over Zancat. In the two, Desharmo, man, I'm sorry, but you are not doing great this season. I think Dr. Bombi probably beats you somehow, which, I mean, that's fine. You do your thing, Desharmo. And in the three, this was kind of tough for me. I kind of just looked at PR and looked at record and said, you know what? I guess your mom kid is probably going to win here. I wasn't too sure about this one. I could have flipped a coin and maybe come up with a better pick, but I think your mom kid probably takes it here over Dano. In the four, I think Totino's pizza rolls are delicious, and I just want to eat them up.
Obviously.
But I think Matty Ebbs takes it here over Totino's because Totino's hasn't picked up a single win. So I mean, maybe he comes back. Maybe he wants to go ahead and get at least one win this season. That'd be good for him. But he's got an uphill battle because I think Matty Ebbs is pretty doggone good. And in the five, we've got Jim versus Shu, and Shu, he just got knocked in playoffs and Legacy. But if he's got one more match to play, then he's going to give it his all, and he's going to try to get that big fat W and end on a high note. So I think Shu is taking it right here. That gives it 3-2 for the Booze Crew.
As a side note, do I smell a possible, advertising like promotional agreement between us and Totino's? Like maybe it's like the Totino's Pizza Player of the Week, sponsored by Totino's Pizza, and then like whoever wins the Hero Player of the Week gets like you just send them a bag of pizza rolls. Like that seems like that would be great, right? It's just free advertising.
I mean, we're all shameless here. We'll go for the Totino's sponsorship.
Let's do it.
I was gonna say, listen, Donde, if you can get someone on the board to set that up, I'd be happy to shout them out.
I mean, I think I have an off-season goal now.
All right. Anyways, Donde.
Pizza rolls equals PR. That's correct. Yes, that's
well said for show. Well said. Absolutely.
Donde, what do you think of this match?
I think this is a Booze Cruise 3-2 win. Arhat will win for an Oyo team because Arhat is just winning, and that's what he's doing this season. Dr. BOMD, as this is actually how it is said. I know you guys refuse to agree and say it that way, but it's Dr. BOMD. He is going to make Desharmo play at like 2 a.m. or something when he gets off work, and Desharmo is going to be half asleep. So not only is Dr. going to win, I think it's going to be a 3-0 sweep over Desharmo. Calling that right now.
Ooh.
Clip it. That's fine. Your mom kid gets the win over Dano because Dano won't bring Demon Hunter. Matty Ebbs will beat Totino's because Matty's having a good season. And my legacy teammate Jim will get the W over Chewbacca. That's the upset for an Oyo team, but it's still going to be a Booze Cruise 3-2 win.
I really believe in Jim. Jim is one of my favorite people in THL. I wish I could play with him again. It just hasn't quite aligned since the Hero team were on a couple seasons back. And I think if he's on a team that really just puts in the work, then man, like they could all do super well. And Jim just always just thrives in a good environment like that. And he's doing pretty all right this season. Yeah, he is a sponge. He is like the definitive sponge for me.
He learns from everybody else on the team. Like he is such a good player, and he just takes all that knowledge. And like 50 PR just is not indicative of how good of a player he is.
Yeah.
Ron, what do you think?
I think for the most part, we all very closely align on our picks this week. I've got Arhat winning. It just seems like he's on such a tear. He's not going to slow down. He really wants that crossover player award too. So he's going to be trying his hardest to get those wins. Giving it to the good doctor in the 2 seed. I think he beats Desharmo. Desharmo's having just a really tough Hero season, and the meta's been just not clicking for him in Hero. Your mom kid, I think, picks up the win over Dano, giving it to Maddie in the 4 seed. And in the 5, I've got Shu taking the win to make it 4-1 Booze Cruise.
All right. And finally, it's my turn. In the 1 seed, I'm giving it to R-Hat, by the way. Big shout out to R-Hat. He's been in THL forever, and he finally got his first championship on Sunday night.
Woo!
Yes, congratulations, Arhat. I couldn't believe that whenever I found out about it. That it was his first one.
I know.
was like, wow,
Last board
you got-
member
you
Yeah,
got
that's
it.
incredible.
Desharna was taunting him about it. It was like, hey, you know you're the only one who hasn't got a championship, right, out of the board?
You had to go out and grab one real quick.
Yeah,
All
and Arhat was like, yeah, no big deal.
I got this. Anyways, in the 2, I'm giving it to Dr. Bomb. 3 seed, your mom kid. 4 seed, Matty Ebbs. 5 seed, Jim Philos. So that is 3-2 Booze Cruise.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah,
And
we were
that
pretty aligned this
concludes
week.
our Hero regular season.
Yeah.
11 weeks of just incredible action. Really love how much effort everyone's put in. How strong all the players have been in the field. I thought it was an amazing season. Really excited to see what the playoffs are going to look like. But let's get to some Donde interview questions.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Give the
wait.
people what they need.
Yeah.
I know everyone's been
We have
excited
some
for this.
good
I was
questions
say,
for
if
you,
you
Donde.
really haven't had enough access to me yet, but you have more questions, like I'm happy to answer.
Listen,
Donde,
Donde. I
how
got a
was your
fever,
weekend?
and the only prescription is more Donde.
All right.
I'm here for y'all.
Our first question, we're going to start off with before we ask everyone, what does your team do for prep each week?
So we do not do voice calls, which is actually something we talked about back when. This is specific to Hero, of course. Back when we won the championship with Notorious B.I.G.'s in season 10. It's funny because we prefer to just all kind of do our own thing and then come together with questions for each other about our charts and about our archetypes, and then posting deck lists and things like that we plan on once we see the matchups. But we definitely don't have voice chats because it always just seems to devolve into like jokes and it's not focused enough. So I think the time is better spent doing our own personal thing and then coming together later with our own personal thoughts.
All right.
Awesome.
Next question.
Yeah. So what
Right.
advice would you have for any new players or captains coming into THL?
Ask questions. If you have questions, ask them, because there are literally dozens of captains who've been doing this for multiple seasons. There are hundreds of players that have been playing for multiple seasons. If you have any questions on how to ban, if you have any questions on how to schedule, anything at all, ask your captain. If you're a player or if you're a captain, ask other captains. There's no dumb questions, and no one should be embarrassed if you're new. You're new. Just don't be afraid to ask.
I gotta say, there's one thing that I like to do with people that are new that I think maybe not everybody does, and that's do a dry run for the bands where you just like
Yes.
do bands like as if it was an actual match, and like just send each other the screenshots, do it everything like it was an actual match, just to make sure that they get it.
It's a very good
because
idea.
that is one of the things that seems to trip up new players the most is the band process.
I mean, it's tricky. The closed list format, it's not very fluid, and it was easy for a brief moment when everyone could just share decks, but then Blizzard took that away from us. So now we're back in the dark ages, email style, at least for now.
God, I miss it. Don't remind me.
We got a special chat question from Tweeg.
Oh yeah, can I
Donde,
answer
do you
that?
think Maine should just join Canada?
Please let us join Canada.
Let us in.
Just like make us
RonMexico.
like Nova Scotia South or something. I don't care.
Nova Scotia, South Nova Scotia.
Nice.
All right. Next question. What is the favorite roster you've ever played on?
I guess the easy answer here is the championship roster because we won it all. It's hard to really complain about a championship. And I love Jammies. He was the driving force behind that roster because he's the one who messaged me and said, "Hey, you should captain, and we should make a hero team." And I said, "That sounds like a good idea. So let's do that." So that's the easy answer. It was us. Crackshot was on that team, and Fall as well on that team. And who was the fifth? Now I'm blanking on the fifth. I gotta go into Discord to look. I love you guys, but I just can't remember.
Donde's favorite roster had 4 players.
It's Shim Jim. It was Shim Jim.
Yeah.
Shim Jim. That's that was like I try to pick at least like one player every season that either I've never played with or has never played in THL, because I think it's a good way to introduce more people into THL. Shim Jim had played a little bit before that, but that was the first time I'd ever played with him, and he's lights out. I was bummed that he wasn't returning after that season, but yeah, I think that's probably my favorite roster just because we've done the best.
Yeah.
I guess it was just one and done for him.
I
Yeah,
agree. He was a really
Go
good
out on
player.
top, right? Why not?
Yeah. So what do you have any funny stories about your team, like inside jokes or memes, that kind of stuff?
I guess this is more about our legacy team, but the inside joke we have that is that Jim Philos is not allowed to play first every week, but it's not even because he doesn't try. It's because for some reason he always ends up getting scheduled later than us. So like even it was like 2 weeks ago, he like excitedly posted that he was playing on like Friday at 9 p.m. and all 4 of us scheduled on Thursday. And so it's like never intentional, but it just always seems to happen to him that he's the anchor every week, and we just joke about it every time.
Nice.
All right. Now it's time to get to our questions from the Discord. First question is, how do you get to be so awesome? From Donde himself.
I mean, really, it's just all about the hard work. You just be a hard worker, and God bestows upon you good things.
Oh, I thought you were going to lead off by saying, "Great question, Donde."
Oh, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. It was just hard hitting. That 14-foot softball arc right there that I just lobbed into myself.
Nice.
Yeah. So a couple of questions from Diamond here. Diamond wants
Just
to
a few.
know how do you get on Hearth Center?
Win the pro championship.
All right.
There you go.
You heard him, Diamond.
That's all you got to do,
Easy
Diamond.
easy answer. Just get a dub.
All right. Next question. Who do you think has been underrated and overrated this season, Hero?
That is such a tough question. I mean, the problem with that is that every team is so stacked that I don't know if there's necessarily anyone who is like underrated per se, or even overrated for that matter. Just because like you can be like someone like Based, for example, or Pasca, their records are amazing because they're playing. I mean, they're not overrated in any way. They are beating the toughest competition possible. So I will just go with the most dramatic answer possible and say Lotus Knight is overrated, because I know he'll bring it up tomorrow when we talk on Hearth Center. But so I'm just gonna drive a little bit of
Nice.
a just tap on the glass a little bit there. Underrated, I would have to say probably like perpetually. We talked about it a little bit during the during the breakdowns, but the Chronic is like perpetually underrated by PR. Like he is not a 4 seed caliber player in Hero at the very least. Like he seems to be a hero specialist, and he's somebody that I wouldn't care what PR I was. I would definitely be thinking that match was going to be a tough one.
All right.
Awesome. I love that the head of content is excellent at generating content. That's probably how he got this position. Just stir the pot. It's excellent.
Yeah.
I support it.
Do you know how to drive stick, Donde?
I know physically how to do it. Whether or not I can
Right.
pull it off if necessary is up for debate. I have driven a vehicle under supervision before that is a stick shift, but I don't think I could hop in one and be like ultra successful right now. I might get us to move, but I don't know how far the car would go.
Yeah, I am exactly right there with you, actually.
All right. Our next question from Diamond is, who do you think is winning show of the year this season?
Well, that's such a loaded question. And I don't want to give anything away before we get to the actual awards. But suffice to say, I think there's a show that is standing head and shoulders above the rest of the season, and I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm excited to talk about that show when the awards come around.
All right.
Oh. What does your THL week look like in Hero Series?
It's pretty much the same for every series, honestly. Monday, I'm going to look at my matchups, like who I'm playing and what they've played previous weeks, make a chart because I make charts. It's manual, of course. It's not automated. And this is
Nice.
not surprising in any way. So I'm
On
going to look at
brand.
your class. Yeah, no, I'm going to look at your classes. I'm going to try to predict out what you do and then spend the rest of the day kind of just ruminating on that. Once I have a good idea, I make my predictions based on what you've done, and then I'm going to go ahead and pick my classes and then just kind of sit on it until as late as possible Wednesday, so you don't submit until I don't submit until you do, because I'm awake. You can't beat me. And then then I play you, and I lose to Druid, and I cry. That's mostly how it goes.
Rinse and repeat.
Every week.
All right. Next up, we have 2 questions from Ron himself. Who are you, and what gives you the right? Or sorry, who do you think you are, and what gives you the right?
I'm Toby.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
And our final question we got from Quaz earlier this stream in Twitch
Oh,
chat.
I've got a question too.
All right. Well,
Oh, you want to cut Quaz off? I like that.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I like this.
Oh, hey, Donde, I had a question. How did you get your start in THL?
I had a feeling you might ask this.
I remember this about 30 seconds ago.
I
was
love
like,
it.
I gotta ask this.
I saw a post on Reddit, of all places, in the competitive Hearthstone Discord
Oh, no.
from Sage looking for a player under a certain PR, which I did not qualify for, but it was enough to get me interested in playing THL. And then it took me still months after that to catch on to a team. But you are the reason I'm here, Sage.
Oh, I'm honored.
Man, it's unbelievable. Donde asked himself a question, and yet that wasn't like the most loaded question that we had tonight.
Excellent.
All right, and finally, from Quaz, have you ever looked at Mod View on Twitch?
I've looked at it. Confuses the crap out of me.
All right. Anyways, yeah. So that wraps up about what all we have for now. But stay tuned. In approximately 10 minutes or so, we will be coming right back with our matches.
That's right. Remember to turn on that delay, Ted,
I
and we
will.
are going to come at you with Mike V versus Electabuzz. They've actually already done their bans. They are excited to go. So
boy.
we'll be coming at you soon.
All right. See you guys in a little bit.